Hello, our fans are here. Our new and old fans. Yay. So good to see everybody again. Really
We
is.
get excited,
Yeah,
as we always are. Today, we got some fun topics, guys. It's just so much happening in the news right now.
it
It's just
is.
so much going on. Um, and I was just so over COVID. And even though there's been some new things with the COVID stuff, I was like, I am not talking to the audience about COVID tonight, no matter what. So,
COVID is just depressing to say the least. COVID is creating all these new anxieties and fears and jobs and unemployment and legislature and oh my gosh, legislation. It's a lot. It's the world is just turning way too fast. So we're glad you're here to slow it down for half an hour of us with us, have some fun, do some things controversial, but not have your life like COVID in your face. So right.
exactly. So we're going to end that and we're going to remind you of why you are here. We are so glad that you are here with us. My name is Judge Vivian, and my counterpart is the retired and honorable Judge Dawn Fields.
Oh,
Yes, I said her whole name. And we
another
are here to just have some fun as attorneys, lawyers, judges in the legal field. Why? Because only 5% of lawyers in the United States are, drum roll, Black or African American. Let me put up a statistic for you because I love this thing right here. According to the American Bar Association, which is the association that keeps up with all licensed attorneys in the United States of America, only 5% of lawyers are Black. And dun 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 dun, as you can see that statistic, 88% are white. And that is mostly even white males, guys. That's just how streamlined it is. So I said, wait a minute, maybe Black lawyers, maybe Black kids need to see more about lawyers. I follow a lot of great pages like Jazz Talks Law and S. Montgomery Consulting that helps Black children know how to pass the LSAT and get their resumes together to get into law school. But I said, let's also put something else out there. Let's show them that we're here. Because sometimes you got to see it.
it's 2022. It's a shame. You say 2020 statistic to 2021. It's a shame that in this era that we're still talking 5% and 3%. Black presidents, Black lawyers, Black CEOs, and people are just not joining the legal profession. And it affects so many aspects, almost every aspect of your life. How you drive, where you drive, how you live, where you pay rent, regulation, who's president, so much affect just day-to-day stuff like reading a contract, to sign a lease to a house or a car, things that in you in court and in hot water. And we're not necessarily advocating everybody to be trial attorneys. Judge Vivian and I are trial attorneys. That means we like to go to court. We love to go to court. We love juries with all the drama and the fantastic things that buy. But it's a lot of other things to consider. Adoptions, contract law, copyright law, patent law, is so many other things. Or just going to law school so it can just be well informed. So I am going to stop preaching. I welcome everybody. Hello, all the old timers, old players, old people. No, oh God. The former friends, and welcome to the new friends. Yes.
We are going to get started. So tonight we have a rather salacious topic that we're going to be very careful that Facebook doesn't shut us down talking about. But we have a very salacious
talk about
topic.
sex, baby. Let's talk about you and me. No. Okay.
I used to really like that song. Okay, I see you, Judge. She done came with the times. You know that song.
I moved into 2000s finally. Finally. But certainly, this topic is concerning sexual relations, if you will.
Yes, but we're just going to talk about, the fun part. So this lady wanted a baby and she decided to use a sperm donor. And in doing so, she does what a lot of people do. They check the backgrounds. They try to make sure, they are from whatever country. They try to make sure that they're, a citizen. They have a good education. Well, this particular donor that she chose, she wanted to make sure he was from one of the best schools. Mind you, we are talking about Japan. No, we are not licensed in Japan. Yes, please read the bottom of the ticker that tells you that this is for entertainment purposes only, because I am not your lawyer unless you
No,
hire.
don't go back and say Judge Vivian said, no.
I didn't say nothing of the sort, and I will assert my Fifth Amendment right. I
We
said
didn't
it.
say it. We didn't say it.
Anyway, so we are talking about the topic that she decided, hey, I want a person who is Japanese. I want him to be from a great school. I want him to have a great high education, and I want him to be a decent earner. I also want him to be, drum roll please.
Yes.
Bingo. I guess you know where I'm going after this.
I want perfection. Well, not perfection. No, I want the ethnicity that I want. She's Japanese. She wanted Japanese. I don't know about her education. She wanted some Kyoto, Japan. She wanted a highly educated man. She wanted some pedigree, some background. I don't know if that guarantees what she wants. Like it'll be a smart baby or a tall baby. Anyway, that's what she wanted. And this is from Kyoto, Japan. But he was, Judge Vivian.
Dun, dun, dun. Not Japanese.
No, not. Wow.
What else? What else?
Not from the school he claimed to be from. What? Not single? What?
That was the funniest part.
Was he even a man? What? Yeah, he was a man. But not Japanese. He was Chinese. I don't know why a Japanese woman can't tell a Chinese man.
Oh.
I wouldn't even get into that. Anyway, not single, had sexual relationships or whatever 10 times with this man.
Yeah, he was married, and apparently his married wife was in on it. That's what got me. I was like, wait a minute.
All the humanity.
I was like, wait a minute. She knew what, allegedly, she knew what he was doing. And was okay with it.
And the woman was married. She had a child. She still has a child. And apparently her and her husband decided, because the sperm donor registration banks in Japan are limited or almost non-existent. And it looks like it takes a whole lot of red tape to get there. So she decided to go on social media. Yeah, go figure. You 30-somethings. Anyway, that's a whole nother show.
I have to keep these shades on today, apparently.
Social media.
You insist on shading today, Judge. She said, I'm a shade.
Father.
Oh Lord! One of our jurors said he was broke. He probably was. Yes, that was shade. I threw it. The sad part, though, I'm a little disappointed in the lady for this part, though. Judge, I must say this. I am a little disappointed that she gave the baby up. After finding out that he didn't do what he was supposed to do.
I did the art. I don't use the word lied, but the article says after she found out that donor lied, her words.
Yeah.
And so yeah. That's a
He
hard.
He lied.
Yeah, he lied.
He ain't what he say he is. He don't have the education. He said he's not even from the country. He said he was from.
But what type of person, both sides, do you have to be to engage in this kind of behavior? And always at my overriding question, should the law be involved in this or regulating this or controlling this or concerned about this? Two consenting adults get together and say, "You Japanese?" And he said, "Huh." She said, "Did you go to Cambridge University?" And he said, "Huh." She said, "Are you cultured?" And he said, She said, "Okay, let's make a baby and sleep together."
I knew I shouldn't have taken these shades off. It's a waste of time. I'm more concerned that she's suing him. I thought it was billions. I had to go back and correct it. It's not billions. It's $1.2 million, if I'm not mistaken. Or wait. No, $2.3 million.
8 million, yes, 2.8 million.
$8 million. And I'm going to assume that it's an emotional distress, or here's the problem with the article, and here's the problem with most articles. There is not enough information in public articles to let you really know what the background noise is. So sometimes it's hard to know what specifically she can sue him for here. But if there was a contract, then it's possible she could sue him for some kind of breach of contract. If it was if he had to sign some kind of consent form, I'm not sure
what a contract is. A meeting of the minds, either by actions or by thoughts or by words. For example, I come home every day and you are washing my car. You're not my spouse. You're not my neighbor. You're not my nephew. You're washing a car and I give you $5. The next Sunday I come home and you're washing my car. I give you $5. We probably have forms sourced on a contract. You wash my car. I didn't ask you to wash my car, but you washed my car. I got something for it and I gave you something. That's a contract. Some contracts, the law just doesn't recognize. You wash my car, I give you a bag of, I'm going to use the wrong word. Mary Jane.
No. Hold on. Let's use this one. And this is a great topic that we could talk about in a couple weeks. Now that I think about it, we got to add this to the topic list.
Okay. Good.
There is a meme that goes around that says, would you punch your family member for $1 million? If there was a contract or a game show that says, if you punch your family member, you can get this $1 million and you're in this game show, it's not a viable contract. So that's what the judge is talking about. There are some contracts that the law gonna look at you like,
we're not going to recognize because it's too hard, it's too harsh. It's too extreme. We don't want people to govern like that. The typical example we'd use in law school, a contract not to marry. It's kind of void as against, we say, public policy. We want people to engage in the marriage contract. And so, the law doesn't recognize this stuff. So is the contract void? Whatever contract she has, was it void? Is the contract that you're going to make this baby with me and give me these characteristics and qualities that I'm looking for? Is it void as against public policy? Should the law be involved in it? Is it voidable? I'm sorry. Yes.
Oh, go keep going, Judge. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Is it voidable? Like it's good in the inception, but something happened to it, and so neither party should be responsible and recognized to fulfill this contract. And so what the first thing, was it a contract? If it was a contract, was it a void contract or a voidable contract? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I'm agreeing with you. Now the government has been involved in artificial insemination since 1884. Apparently when the first one was done, this is what lawyers do. We go down rabbit holes. Apparently the first one was done in 1884 when a married couple got together. There was consent, and allegedly he was supposed to use the actual father, the actual married couple, but he used the most handsome medical student in his class. And thus the third party insemination was birthed. So this thing started off on the wrong foot from the beginning, as the way I see it. But it's been governed by the government since its inception. So in some ways, I guess there is some government's already said they're good with putting their hand in this topic.
Yes, we have the government, I guess government sponsored, I don't know, the sperm banks, maybe not government sponsored, but at least public sperm banks. It's not in the, the back in the book in the corner of the dark. You can go in, you can register, you can talk to a doctor, a counselor, a nurse, and sign up for this sperm bank. Who am I? Okay. So there is some form of some sort of contract for the sale of a baby or artificial insemination. So the government can be involved in that. But my overriding question, should we be involved in this backdoor kind of contracts? We're talking about the system and bailiffs and courtroom and clerks and maybe a private lawyer, maybe the office of a public defender, state attorney, maybe not a state attorney, a judge's salary, the bailiffs, taking up court's time. Are we involved in this? Or you should say, sorry for your luck, ma'am. Sorry. Don't know.
Also, I would like to point out that even though there are ways to like give your kid characteristics, it still don't turn out that way. It ain't that easy. Genes and God still take over.
Still take over. So, and one of the theories of she was suing on the maybe intentional infliction of emotional stress.
I'm assuming that's it.
Good luck. That's one of the hardest things because it has to be intentional or reckless conduct that causes some sort of severe damage, emotional damage to the person, not physical damage. It's not like a battery that you touch person or an assault that you swing a person, make them fearful. This is intentionally infliction of emotional distress. I am so outraged by this conduct. It has damaged me emotionally.
I think it is. I'm so outraged that you lied. I'm so outraged that you lied about what country you came from, your educational background, the very grain of who you are, you lied about. And now I think that part of it can be proved. But I think this is civil. I don't know if this should be in a maybe I'm wrong in that thought, but I feel like this probably shouldn't be in a court of law. I think this should in a criminal court. I meant to say, I think this should be more like a civil thing. I just do. Maybe I'm wrong in that thought, but
I can't think criminally what they would prosecute for. My mind can't come up with anything. It's not assault. It's not battery. It's not sexual assault. I don't know. If I'm touching you with your permission, but I don't know. I don't know.
The only thing I can say is giving false, no, because just giving false testimony to an officer, she ain't an officer of the court. Maybe some kind of culpable negligence, creating. This is Florida law, by the way. We don't know other states' law or Japan. Never lived there. This is Florida law that we're thinking about, and this will be a misdemeanor, I believe. Culpable negligence is basically when your act or your actions cause or create some kind of harm to another person through your negligence. Oh, somebody said malice with intent to harm. Yeah. Wait a minute. I don't even think. Do we have something like that in this state? We don't, because we don't even do false light in this state.
With intent to harm. With intent. Well, it's funny because an intentional infliction of emotional distress, it takes an intentional conduct or reckless conduct. So malice with intent to harm. Well, that was just a Wikipedia incident. I'm not talking about Japanese law. I'm not talking about Florida law. It's a Wikipedia definition. Reckless conduct so outrageous. An example they use is, I know where your baby is, and for 2 or 3 years, I just don't tell you because I just don't care. I just don't want to tell you. And it causes you severe damage. The law recognizes my conduct is so reckless by withholding this information, you maybe have a lawsuit against it. I don't know about this malice with intent to harm. Did he intend to harm, or he recklessly, or didn't care?
Reckless.
Didn't care.
Reckless. And I think it's negligent, but I don't know. It's neither here nor there. She's suing him. Apparently, a court thinks that it's okay that she can sue him for $2.8 billion for lying about his everything. I was trying to come up with a better word.
Everything.
He lied about his.
Realize you and I both know when
they have a baby with this woman.
Yeah.
Nobody. The saddest part to me is nobody got the child.
Yeah.
No one got the child, and that's disappointing.
But in all these lawsuits, your life is really exposed. I mean, even though like a sexual assault lawsuit, the victim has certain rights, and we don't we don't allow the defendant or the defense counsel to really peer into, the short skirt. Why were you wearing a short skirt? You're entitled to wear a short skirt, whatever you have on it or not on it. It has nothing to do with the victim. And so, but this type of intentional infliction of emotional distress, you need to get all in your business. How long have you been trying to have a baby, and why can't you have a baby, and what position, where you did, and what did that, and what hotel, and what? Wow,
real fast,
real deep, real fast.
Yeah.
2.8 million.
Maybe it's worth 2.8 million to her. So we'll see how that plays out. I'm very sad nobody got the kid, at least as far as the article is concerned. But we have 2 topics tonight, and we are running into time. So let's go ahead and hit it. The next one is about dun 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 dun. Somebody tries to steal or intrude into your home, and this is not funny. So why am I?
America's Funniest Home Videos.
They get stuck in the chimney of your house. What do you do? Isn't that a show? What would you do?
Yes. What would you do?
What would you do if someone, if you were stuck and you had a bit of an issue, and someone was like, "Oh no, I got stuck in your chimney." I just want to say the firefighters had to be called for this lady, and they had to tear apart these people's chimney to get a suspected intruder out of the home. I just need to know, our jurors, leave a comment and tell us how you feel about this, because I am very curious. How do you feel about this?
And Miss Defense Attorney, what would your defense be for this case? With the guy said, "That's not me on that video."
Oh, you mean if I was her attorney? Let me see.
I don't have cement sealing in my hair. What picture frame around my neck? What?
I think the best argument you got is I accidentally fell in.
I'm walking on the roof, and oh my God, really? I'm here? America's Funniest Home Videos.
Oh, y'all gotta leave a comment on this one. I want to know, what would you do if a suspected intruder makes their way into your home and gets stuck in your chimney?
Besides videoing it and putting it on America's Funniest Home Videos, it's a tragedy. It really is. But we make light of it. But and the other thing is, some defendants will try to defend it. I didn't do it. I was drunk. I was sleepwalking, as opposed to saying, you know what, mea culpa.
We gonna have to go with she had to be drunk.
Had to be.
I'm trying to figure out why she wouldn't be if she didn't got herself stuck.
Yeah, and then maybe a good defense, because it's not burglary, breaking and entering with an intent to commit offense therein. I just felt.
We don't know what the offense therein was, because she's suspected to be an intruder. If she was just drunk and she fell in, it could have been a trespass.
I just fell. Sorry.
I'm a defense attorney. Don't get mad at me. This is my job to think like this.
That's what I said. Miss Defense Attorney, what would you do at this time? That's neat.
This is a pretty cool topic. I'm not sure what I would do if it was actually me, though. Like I tried to think about it. Like, what if this was my house? What if it was me that had someone go, like, allegedly intrude into my house and then find their way stuck in my chimney? I'm not sure.
And then what if I'm going to do when they plead not guilty and go to trial? And understand now, they initially may plead not guilty, even though you say there's on video and the TV and everybody sees it. The state's role is to prove the each ingredient of the charge beyond and to the exclusion of reasonable doubt. 99% of the defendants will plead not guilty initially and let everything, settle down and whatever. But so don't be surprised if you read this article and you see the defendant has pled not guilty.
Even though the firefighters saw her in the chimney.
Right there. Smile, you're on candid camera. Yes. Gosh.
That's our funny topic for today.
That's
We
neat.
have 5 minutes left before we hit our 7:30 mark. It has been such a fun night. I don't want to stop talking about it. It's been interesting. But
Yes.
we try to do what I call our positive note law turners. And we have two tonight, and they're kind of cool, and I'm very excited about it. So for a long time, they've been talking about putting Harriet Tubman on a $20 bill. Well, they moved putting Maya Angelou much quicker. Apparently, on the quarter, she is the first Black woman to be placed on the quarter. Apparently, the United States is doing a 5-woman feature, and she happens to be one of the first women who's going to be rolled out on the quarter. I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I think that's pretty. I have always loved Maya Angelou, and
Oh, admired. She's just
met her.
Just a calming force. Whatever you're going through, she is just calming. That's Oprah Winfrey's girl. She's just she's
She called her my sister friend. I love Oprah's term, and I'm upset. Right, I can't remember it right now. But I thought it was pretty cool and really awesome. Yeah. And it's kind of cool that the United States is rolling out some coins dedicated to women this particular time, because they hadn't been that kind to women, but through laws, which we may eventually talk about on the show. Yeah. So it's pretty cool of that. And we have another cool moment before we enter into we're 2 more weeks before we enter into the shortest month of the year, Black History.
Oh, yes.
Wow. No, it seems like time is not.
Oh my gosh. Ugh.
Emmett Till and his mother are posthumously receiving a Congressional Gold Medal. So we're so happy for both of those.
Hats off. Yeah.
Those are some really cool things. Of course, some of these things should have been done a long time ago.
Yeah, just like what we're talking about, 5% and 3%. Better late than never. But wow, we're still talking about this in 2021, 22. Which we talked about when I was in 7th or 8th grade. I mean, really, sometimes it just inches slowly. Sometimes I feel absurd the progress, and then we take it back. Civil rights, 1964, and another 30 years we're fighting for the president. He really wasn't born in here. He's not really Black, really. So wow.
Yeah. And this case was from 1955 in Mississippi. So it wasn't even that long ago that we were dealing with our struggles on this particular level. It's not that struggles are completely ended. I don't believe that. But we're on this particular level. So it's really awesome that they got that posthumous award. And it's a step in the right direction.
Yeah.
Should we be focusing on other laws? Yes, I will say that there's some other laws that's sitting out there that, Congress might want to start looking at. One of them I guess it would be centered around hate crimes for African Americans in general, that has been around since the early 60s, if I'm not mistaken. That still hasn't gotten what I think it's due justice or in Congress. So we are excited, though, that they are moving forward with something. And that was pretty cool. When I read that this week, I was like, oh my goodness.
Yay.
On the quarter, and Emmett Till got a gold medal.
Wow.
So it's been pretty cool, and I am glad you guys could join us.
Yes.
Please like and share. We are on Facebook, and for those that keep telling me you got to get on YouTube, well, guess what I did? I got us on YouTube. Okay. So you got to come over to YouTube. How you gonna ask me and then not come? Come over
really.
To YouTube. What is that? And follow us on YouTube. Share if you want to share more. If you want to see more legal topics, if you want us to talk about the legal topics that are important to you, then send us a DM. Send us a topic.
This suggestions
is going to be a great season. We're on season 3 already, which is amazing. I cannot believe this. Wow. And next week, guys, guess what? At least for the next coming weeks, we're going to be bringing on some attorneys. Next week. Starts our attorney series, which means exciting. Every Thursday we're gonna bring you another licensed Black attorney.
That's exciting.
They're gonna tell you what they're gonna do, and you're gonna have the opportunity to ask them questions live. It's going to be fun. I am thoroughly excited. I will have to get my teacup made because I won't be ready for the tea.
Now
And-
they're not going to give you legal advice, so don't tell me, well, my baby said, and no. Entertainment purpose only, and some information, but not legal advice. No.
But if you got some questions, we may be willing to answer them as best as we can.
Yes.
But once again, read the ticket. We are not your attorney. We are happy to have you guys here. Thank you so much. Once again, don't forget to help us decide. Don't forget to leave us some comments in the questions. Share, like.
Thank you for coming and spending this time with us.
I should make a song about it. Share and like. You gotta share and like. You gotta share and like. If you want us to be back, you gotta keep sharing and like.
Yes.
And bye-bye sharing.